condition. Like
Hi, before we get into the video, I would just like to say I'm re-recording my parts when I speak, but my friend will still be in the video. And enjoy.
Hello guys, it is I, the Playground Blocks.
And me, Creative Rosie. Today we are going to be telling stories from school, even though this is going to get like no views.
Yeah, we are.
So the first story we're going to tell is about a boy who had a crush on me, and let's just say the crush turned into something really weird. There was also a fight involving him.
They got physical.
So basically, to explain this, there was a boy who had a crush on me since kindergarten. And this happened in 3rd grade, I think. And he would start chasing me around. He one day started chasing me. And I would run away because when someone starts chasing you, you kind of run away. And this was going on for a whole lot of days. And I started telling all of my friends about it, and they started telling a ton of people. And when word gets around that someone is literally chasing you, like who has a crush on you, it can turn very, very, very weird.
Very, very weird.
Yeah, so one day, all this drama just turned into a really big thing. And it wasn't even about me and the crush. It was about a fight which didn't even include me. And so basically, people started telling people, and this guy was on the ground with this guy who was running around trying to chase me. And the guy who was trying to get him to stop chasing me was like, oh my gosh, stop it chasing her. And it wasn't like I even knew the guy who was literally fighting for him to not chase me. It was like this got so out of hand that a stranger literally fought for what I thought. And
There was lots of purple nurples, and now looking back at it, I wish I was part of it.
there was a group of people watching the fight, and I remember wanting to go back there and saying, oh my gosh, I should go back there and I should stop it, but my friends were like, you can't do it because he's gonna chase you, even though he was ground down to the floor and he was pretty tied up, and it was really awkward. And now that was the end of that story. And the next story we're going to tell is how Tank Tyler Gaming blew up my house. You might not know him, but he's one of my best friends. So basically, there was this SMP, like the Dream SMP, but it was made by my friends.
Yeah.
So to sum this up, basically, Tank Tyler Gaming, one of my best friends, he was kind of a destructive person on the SMP, so he would blow up a lot of things. He blew up his own house, I believe. And when I started building my house on the SMP, he blew up it, and I also had this pet parrot, and he also blew that parrot up too. And he blew up my parrot multiple times. He's killed it multiple times. So me and my friend, QuickBlocks, did a prank to get back at him.
Very cray. I'll tell this part. So, he had a house that was under construction. So, I tried. Me and Rosie, we were blowing up the room of his house. And also, when he would enter,
So basically, I put lava everywhere so he would die, and I made it impossible for him to not die. The only way he couldn't die is if he was flying or in creative.
Oh yeah.
And one of the main reasons was there was this big hole that went deeper than bedrock.
Yeah, technically the void. And then when he was busy chanting, we told him to get down at his house. So he ran in there, and then he fell in the void.
So then he started to yell at us.
I'm done with this server! I'm done! Ah!
And I actually got back at him even harder on another server.
By blowing up his house.
Yeah, I didn't blow up his complete house, but I blew up the surface of it. So basically, I was mining underneath, and I thought I was actually far away from his house, but I wasn't. I was literally like outside the door, and I made a stack of TNT up to the surface, and I lit it on fire, and it blew up the front of his house, and he started yelling at me. Well, he first was like, "Oh my gosh, how did this happen? Oh my gosh, how?" And then he was like, "Oh my gosh, you had to have done this. You had to have done this. You did it." And
And then he blamed it on me. It's your fault. Which will lead us cleanly to another story. I got in trouble for being curious.
oh, and by the way, the guy from before is still our BFF.
Very
So yeah, you're probably wondering why QuakeBlocks got in trouble for being
curious. Yeah, being curious.
So we were in breakout rooms, and QuakeBlocks came into our breakout room, and he had this background of Rick Astley because he was trying to Rickroll us, and it didn't work. And basically, he was spinning the background around, and he immediately was like caught by the teacher. The teacher called him to get into the main session, and he did, and I don't know what happened, but the teacher comes back into our breakout room and tells us something we couldn't even do because he was in our group for 10 seconds. And what she was telling us was how she said this: "Guys, when someone is doing something wrong, do you encourage them? You don't. So don't encourage them." And we was in our breakout room for 10 seconds. So the only thing I literally said was hi. I couldn't even comprehend he had a Rick Astley as his background. So she was basically telling us on something we couldn't even comprehend. And I talked to the people who was in my group, and they were like, yeah, that was weird. So that's how QuakeBlocks got himself and me in trouble. So this next story is about how I was in a group with QuakeBlocks, and we got in trouble for something we couldn't even handle. So this story starts off, we were in a group and we couldn't access our project because it kept saying page unresponsive. And it was a group of 3, and the other person was playing Roblox. And we couldn't ask for help, which was something the teacher was bugging us about when she gave us a lecture. I'll let QuakeBlocks explain that.
The reason why, this is the reason why the teacher got mad at us. The teacher got mad at us for, because we didn't ask a teacher. But how are you supposed to ask a teacher when the teacher isn't even there? Sorry for my anger.
Yeah, and QuakeBlocks went into the main session and the teacher wasn't there. And another thing was the teacher was also accusing us of talking since we weren't asking for help, which we weren't. We were literally raging at the fact that we couldn't get on. So that's how we got in trouble.
For nothing. Now this story is the one that Mr. King Tyler Gaming here was about to say. This story took place on Valentine's Day, aka Swearentine's Day. I was involved in this like a lot. So it all started when we were playing Minecraft plus Roblox. He kept killing me and took all my stuff, which took a long time.
Yeah.
He kept killing me and whapping me with a stick. And then, so I unleashed a lot of swear words on his face.
And they kept arguing and they wouldn't stop.
And Creative Rosie was just listening. Yeah. Mesmerized.
Yeah, I was like, what is going on? And they are BFFs. They're like so close. It was weird for them to fight on Valentine's Day.
BFQ. It's BFQ. Best friends quarrel.
Yeah, they were BFQs. It was strange for them to fight on this day.
Yeah, very strange. I actually got grounded for 3 hours.
Yeah, and QuakeBlocks was like, "Can I talk to Tink Tyler Gaming alone?" And I was like, "Okay." And yeah, I don't know what happened after that.
I had many more adventures after that, which totally drowned the situation out of my head. So, like and subscribe for part 2. Thank you to Creative Rosie for editing the whole video. And maybe I'll use my voice more. I bet this thing will never get any views, but still, she wants to do, my friend and I did this trend. I think I'll do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll do that. Bye guys. Like and subscribe.